Hello everybody, this is Dr. Tamara Harville, Adjunct English Faculty and Academic Lab Coordinator for Online and West Campus Writing Centers. I am here to take you through a tutorial of Works Cited, and Works Cited is actually quite complex, so I will be using several sources to take you through this, and you will not be an expert at the end. Because it is so intense and there's a lot to know, but it's a good start. So let's get started. A works cited is the last page of your document when you're writing an essay. It contains all of the citations of all of the works that you used within your paper. So every source you use within the paper has to also be on the works cited page. It does have its own page and title, so it doesn't start like at the bottom of a page. It starts at its own page. And it's work cited if there's only one, or works cited if you have more than one. All of your sources are alphabetical on this page, either by last name, or if you don't have an author, it would be by the title. It's 100% double spaced, and you will need a hanging indent, which is like the opposite of a paragraph. And I will illustrate all of this later. Okay, so what goes in a citation? Citations are basically the who, what, where, when, and how. We want to know your source. Who wrote it? Author, corporate author. What was the title of their source? Where was it published, or what was it published in? When was it published? And how did you locate it? So this is the basic information in every single citation. So the who. Oops. If you have one author, my example here is Don M. Cunningham. His last name goes first. Cunningham, comma, Don M., period. You don't put PhDs or any other type of credentials. Those would go in the paper itself. If you have two authors, only the first one gets the last name first. So Cunningham, comma, Don M., period. But then you have to add, and Sylvia Tinkers. Once you have three or more authors, instead of naming them, you put the wonderful et al. Period. And this stands for basically the other dudes. So if you have somebody other than just a plain author, what if they're an editor, or more than one, they're editors, or producer? You just simply put after that who they are. If it's an editor, producer, it could be a translator, a performer. If it's a corporate author, will tell us the name of the corporation, such as the American Diabetes Association. If it's a government author, tell us the government and department, United States Department of Health and Human Services. So this is the who wrote it. Next is what did they write? It can come in two different forms. A smaller work, such as an article, an essay, an excerpt, an episode, something that's smaller within a larger container. So the title of an article, the title of an essay, the title of an excerpt, these have quotation marks around them to show us that they are the title. If it's the larger work that is its own container, such as a book title, a movie title, a web page, these get italicized but no quotes. The where. Where was it published? Who published it? Was it a website, or was it a Penguin Books or Norton? Any of those? Who published it? Where was it published? When? The date of the publication, or if it's the last updated or edited date, if it's an article, for example. If it's a website, you would normally find that date, if they didn't have one to that specific article, on the main web page or the home page of that website. Down at the very bottom is a copyright year, and that's usually where you'll find that. It goes in the day, month, year format, such as 19 February of 2018. How? How did you find it? Was it through a library database with a DOI or URL? Did it have a stable URL or an AN number? There's so many different types of ways you can find it. If it's in your hand physically, you don't have to state the how. So if you have a book right in front of you and it's open to a specific page, you just need to tell us the page numbers. You don't really have to tell us that it's a book in front of my face right now, right? So you put all these together, the who, what, where, when, and how, so that you give us the amount of information we need to find that same source, and that's what goes in a citation. So let's get out of this screen. And this is a handout that we have in our Writing Center webpage, a handy little handout that tells you the general format of a works cited page. What I love about this handout is that if you are color coordinated like I am, it's easy to see what goes in what place. So this is the most common example. It's if you were using a short story or a poem or something from your textbook, they call it an anthology. So it follows who, what, where, only the where has editors and an edition, and then the when, and then how did you find it? Well, you have it in front of you, so you don't need a URL or anything. So it's the author, the title, the book that it's in, which has editors and an edition. Where was it published? When? And then what pages? Because that's like a URL, I guess you could say. There are several of these. The most common ones, like I said, are on this page. This is why I love this handout. Online journal and a library database, the government publication, short work on a website. So this handout comes in handy. Well, I'm going to take you on to a library database quickly and show you something further. So I'm going to come down here, and I've already gone into the library, and I go into EBSCOhost, which is Academic Search Premier. It's my favorite database to use. And I type in the word Bigfoot because it's my favorite topic to use for examples, because no one ever really writes about Bigfoot anymore. So say you're looking through here and you're like, yeah, that doesn't seem very relevant. Probably not. Footprints, evidence, DNA, genes. This sounds like something I'd be interested in. Though it's Skeptic magazine, probably not. Let's go down a bit further. Cryptozoology. Okay, that sounds interesting. Legend meets science. This sounds more important. Scientific American. I'd trust Scientific American over Skeptic any day. So I'm going to say I want the full text of this. And this gives you a chance to read over what it is that the story is all about. So you can do a little skim and go, oh, I want this source. All right, I'm going to scoot our screen over, because on the right-hand side over here are some wonderful resources for you, and one of them says Cite. So if you click on that, and I'm going to scoot our screen back over, here's our citation format, and we need MLA. Here we go. So it already says who the author is, last name first, the title, in quotes, the journal italicized, its volume and issue number, the date and page. It has your library database and their DOI. So all you would really do would copy that and paste it into your paper. And that's how you do a citation. It's actually quite simple. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to open up Word. And I'm going to go up here and I'm going to paste it. Use the arrow. If I use that, it puts some kind of a gray shadow behind it. You don't want that one. If you use the A, it changes. Notice the Scientific American and EBSCOhost lose their italices. So always choose the arrow if you're copying from the library database. Once you get it there, you know you need it in hanging indent. So where it says paragraph, open the tiny little arrow, change special to hanging, make sure all of these are 0 and that's double. That's your hanging indent. So if you just did that and you just titled your paper up here, Works Cited, if that's your only source, look, you're done now. You can just copy and paste sources. Just make sure that they're all right. If the title's all caps, change it to where it's just the first letter caps. Sometimes they do have some errors in them. Sometimes the author's names will be all caps. So make sure it does look like it's supposed to. So I hope this information helps and didn't really confuse you. Again, if you need any kind of help, oops, no, I don't want to say that. You know where to go, right? The writing centers. Come see us at the writing center and make an appointment with us, and we will help go over your paper and go, oh, okay, this is how you need to cite this source. If you have no idea how to cite a source, if you give us the URL, we can look it up and tell you what the information is if you need to. So I hope this helped, and thank you very much.